Hey, good day, everyone. Welcome. We're going to get started in a minute here. We just had the CPI data results released this morning, and markets are reacting to that. So we'll get into it in just a moment, and let's see how the volume is moving.
Recording in progress.
Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining Stock Snappers Trading. My name is Ron, my partner is Dave, and it is almost 11 a.m. Eastern post-New York session. It's Tuesday, May 12th. So thanks everyone for joining. This morning, they released the CPI data, so we'll go over that quickly, and we'll see how gold and NASDAQ are moving this afternoon. And hope everyone's having a great day, and let's get into this. So just going over today's news, U.S. Consumer Price Index, we can just take a quick little read over here, see what it says. Okay, so the consumer CPI, the Consumer Price Index, increased 0.6% on a seasonally adjusted basis in April after rising 0.9% in March. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, reported today earlier this morning. Over the last 12 months, the all items index increased 3.8% before seasonal adjustment. The index for energy rose 3.8% in April, has to do due to what's going on in Iran, and accounting for over 40% of the monthly all items increase. Okay. So you can see how the markets are reacting to this news. It was earlier this morning at 8:30, so 10 minutes right after COMEX. Here's our core CPI month over month. So this is core. So this one excludes food and energy. And you can see previous month was 0.2. They were forecasting an increase of 0.3, and it actually came real hot and heavy here at 0.4. So that's not the greatest. That is telling us that inflation is increasing, excluding oil and energy core. But now CPI month over month, this one includes our food and energy costs. And you can see it was 0.9 previous month. It was right on target with the forecast of 0.6. However, the big one, the CPI year over year, this one increased. So you can see previously it increased from 3.3 to 3.7, and it came in hot at 3.8. Okay, so you can see how that affects the US dollar with that news. Today, Friday, guys, is going to be the final. So we're going to say goodbye to Chair Powell, and the new FOMC chairperson will be entering, and so that affects monetary policy, and we'll see what happens with that. Okay, so just be careful trading this afternoon. This is when we're going to be wrapping up the call, just after 1 p.m. Eastern. There's the 10-year US bond auction, and that can affect as well the US dollar and any securities that you're trading. Okay, there was some earnings today, not notable names we don't need to go over. And right over here, Yahoo Finance. So inflation data mostly in line with estimates. The core it comes in hotter. So rises in consumer prices are driven by soaring energy costs, with food prices also in focus. Okay, so stocks slide as Wall Street weighs the CPI inflation data. So the market is majority of the market is red today, after all of those big bullish daily, weekly moves that we've been seeing trading into the all-time highs. So there's a little bit of a relief today, a little bit of a red market. Okay, doesn't mean the market is crashing, just means it's a selling day today. So we'll see if it continues throughout the entire day. Okay. And what else we got? Micron helps DRAM become the fastest ETF to hit 6.5 billion. Inflation's old ceiling is starting to look like a floor. So, we're talking resistance and support over here. So the inflation's old ceiling, the resistance, now that it's higher, is starting to act like support now. That's not good. For me and you, it's not good. We have to pay more money for everything we go buy. At the grocery store, at the gas pumps, when we're paying our bills, all of those things, okay? So oil prices rise as tension flare in Mideast. Trump says U.S.-Iran ceasefire is on life support right now. Right over here, the Wall Street falls as hot CPI. Iran tensions weigh on sentiment. So we got a lot of news going on right now. The dollar is higher after inflation data, and the Iran ceasefire, we'll see. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but just continuing, guys. We sent out a couple signals. Sell gold today earlier. At just before here, 280 pips, guys. So that was earlier sent out to the group on gold sell, and indices as well. There was some moves on NASDAQ and just some day-to-day things over here. So the AI floor, we've been seeing AI and tech leading the entire charge in the markets, is facing its most aggressive stress test yet as we head into the 8:30 CPI release. So you can see maybe we're going to see some tech selling off, maybe some quantum computing securities sell off with this CPI data. With the headline inflation expected to jump to 3.7%, the market is on knife edge. A hot print will likely trigger a massive US 30 waterfall as traders officially price out a June rate cut. So I don't think we're going to get a rate cut. They're saying that the labor market is strong, but with all of this high inflation, I don't know if we're going to get a rate cut. The volatility is compounded by a deteriorating ceasefire in the Middle East, where President Trump's warnings that the peace deal is on life support has sent U.S. oil coiling back toward the 110 level. Expect an erratic open. If you were trading Wall Street, it was pretty erratic, as a transition of the Fed chair adds a layer of policy malice to an already sensitive tape. So that's Friday. Powell is done on Friday, May 15th. And then Fed Kevin Warsh will be coming in, okay? And if you're trading crypto in the digital asset space, Bitcoin is battling to reclaim the 80,000 psychological ceiling after a weekend of heavy institutional accumulation, okay? So let's just continue moving into this, guys. There's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. Thank you guys for joining. And it gives you guys the links to our live YouTube sessions. This is Dave trading with the snipers in the earlier New York session, in the private New York session right over here. Grabbing some pips. And guys, there's a giveaway right over here, the SST AI Trade Ideas giveaway. So we're giving one winner a month of premium for both Stock Sniper Trading and AI Trade Ideas. So how to enter, sign up at stocksnipertrading.com and AITradeIdeas.com. All you have to do is run one analysis on gold, US 30, and NASDAQ. And the prize is you get a 1 month SST premium with the live trading, education, and Discord community access. And you also get 1 month of the AI Trade Ideas premium for the AI powered entries, analysis, stops, and targets in under 60 seconds. It's really cool. So you can just like upload a chart in there and it will give you a lot of data and descriptions and analysis as well. So it's really cool, guys. Even to just try out, it's really cool. Okay. And we'll announce that winner later this week, okay? Okay, guys, so, and you can join this. It's pinned at the top of the YouTube. And guys, we also have a promotion here at SST. If you want to join the team for everything we offer, you can unlock 50% off, okay? You use this promo code SSTMay50, okay? And if you can hit the subscribe button, like the channel, let's get started. We're going to get started with gold, okay? Most of you guys have already traded it this morning. Most of you guys have already analyzed it. Maybe some of you guys, you know, maybe hit a daily goal, maybe you're in drawdown, whatever is the case. I'm going to do a top-down analysis and get started with it. We do have some news just before the call coming out of Iran here. So Iran's Parliament's National Security of Commission guru, the United States has two demands that are a matter of honor for the Islamic Republic, and it cannot accept them. First, the permanent cessation of enrichment, and second, handing over enriched uranium to the United States. Okay, so these remarks are coming out right now as the market is unfolding. We may see breaking news, but whatever it is, just use proper risk management while you're trading. Okay, guys? Welcome everyone on Zoom, and thanks for joining. Arman, Persian Detia, thank you for joining, brother. Welcome. I hope everything is good. Shayvon, Christoph, Justin, thanks for joining. And everyone on YouTube, appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining. Let's get started with the top-down analysis, okay? I'm not going to start marking up all-time highs and things like that. We're inside here. So let's focus on this area of resistance and this support and how we're trading inside here, because we have about a 2-hour session. So this is more than enough in this area to be identifying. Okay. So I'm just figuring out some resistance points. Right over here is a resistance point. I like to also use a zone, to complement that area. So that's my zone, a little bit above, a little bit below that yellow daily point of interest. How did I get that yellow daily point of interest? I was just attaching it to that body and that body. That's it. And I look at the number 4,842, so it's right around that 4,850 block in the market. Okay, and then my next biggest one is right down here. So there's my yellow line for support at the bodies, and then if I'm looking for a zone of support, a little bit right there at those bodies, that's it. I've got the bodies, I've got up to there, down to that wick. It's a little bit above equal distance, above the L line, equal distance below. So it's kind of like standard deviations. It's kind of like when you're using a Fibonacci tool, it's kind of like the ratio above and below. Very simple. And what I do is I just stretch it into the future. And if it ever trades back down in here, I know that this is a big red block and I know that this is a green block. Okay. What I also like to do is add an alert in these locations at the yellow line. So I add an alert. Just in case it comes into here today, tomorrow, or next week, I want to be alerted for it if I'm away from my trading station, okay? And now let's look what's going on, the trading inside here. So you can see April 21st, we started having, and these are daily candles. So it was about a 2-week downtrend coming down. It found support right here, May 5th, and started to come back up. But the start of this week, okay, Monday was a bullish pin bar, and today with the CPI data, you see that gold is pushing down now, okay? So we do have some pivots in the market inside with these, okay? So here's a pivot in the market right there where the market came down and stopped right there. 4,520, around that 525 area, okay? And we have a pivot up here of resistance, okay? There's a couple impulse breaks above there that we can see, impulse, impulse, impulse. And today was also, today's high of gold is an impulse breakout. Got rejected and it's coming down here. So are we gonna come now down, all the way down and take out yesterday's low and maybe drive into the point of control of this big blue candle? Okay, so let's continue analyzing with this structure, okay? So we talked about this yesterday. I don't want to go over it and waste time, but this is a structural bar, okay? You should learn what are structural bars. It closed above all of this structure right here, very engulfed. It's 2 to 3 times more bigger than these other bodies. So that's what I consider a structural candle. And guys, this is my bias. This is me saying that I believe that this is a structural candle. Whether you believe it or not, it's not like this is a guaranteed candle that has, it's just what I've learned over the years and how I figure out my points of control and my points of interest. I base it off of bars like that, okay? Whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. That's the way how I trade, and it is pretty accurate, not guaranteed, but it's not like a strategy or anything like that. It's just analyzing price action and specific bars, okay? I just want to make that clear to everybody, okay? It's not like a renowned strategy or anything like that. And if you say it's not a structural bar or it's not an important candle, that's fine. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but this is the way how I analyze. So I don't know what else to say for that, because someone told me the other day, Ron, that's not a structural bar. That. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to debate. I'm here just to do my own analysis and continue to wait patiently if the volume comes in there. Okay. So you see, I added another alert right in the middle of that zone, okay? So now let's look at today. So today we opened, gold was bullish. It was driving, broke this high from last week, Thursday's high, but look at kind of like an equal high right here. So when I place a line at today's high, it's going to be purple to identify today's high, 4,774. So $1 below 75. And you can see it's an equal high with, we talked about this yesterday. Watch yesterday's call. That, in my opinion, is a structural bar. Okay. I don't need to explain it because I just explained how a bullish one is. The bearish one is the same exact opposite. Okay. And you can see how 50% of it is holding up, 50% is holding up. And it got rejected, equal high, pushing down. Those are those tweezer top highs. And they pushed it down to the opening balance and flipped the entire daily candle black. So now it's pushing down and it could be targeting yesterday's low. So let's identify yesterday's low with a yellow line. 4,647.48, right at that psychological number of 4,650. I can add an alert down there too, just to let me know, notify me if it breaks. So what I'm imagining is if it comes down, it breaks, takes out yesterday's low, it's going to trade into the daily point of control of this bar that has not been activated. So, or there's pending orders waiting in there. So if we continue to come down today and we break that, we're probably going to engage in here. It could technically come in here, pick up those pending buyers and bounce out. But when it bounces out, we're coming now with a bearish candle coming down. So it could come right back into it. And then those sellers are there offering. And then we're coming back into this point of control again. Then we look for a double bottom, or its sellers are in full control and they continue to break through this and start now. We're in the selling now mode. And then if the daily candle continue to close below here, that green zone will be inverted red, because if the dip buyers are buying it, now they're trading into the offering zone, and then gold can flush all the way down to here. Okay. Now we're way away from all of that happening. First thing is, are we going to come and fill all the way to yesterday's low? Okay. So what I see is, you see this wick that impulsively broke out on Friday, May 1st. That's an important day, the beginning of the month. See how it was bullish, 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 bullish? That made a resistance right there. 4660. So I'm going to acknowledge that as a daily point of interest. It was the highest point of that day and to start the month of May, and it was resistance there. But you see this blue candle right here? It's closed with volume above. So this wick could be support forward for today. Like you see, we're only $6 away from it. We're at 665, 660. So it's about 50, 60 pips. But I want to see if it comes in there, will it hold support and then come back up? And then that could be a higher low support, which is protecting yesterday's support low. Okay. And we could just trigger that and break right through it. Okay. But I just want to see on the lower time frames if it does hold. So technically today is very bearish on gold. Okay. And then when we look at the overall pattern, okay, we have this big leg coming down. That's the one bottom right there. There's our big neckline forming that, V recovery. Then we've been coming back down. So right there, it didn't come down to the traditional double bottom. It's got a higher low right here. And we've been coming back up, but you see, we didn't break out today to come back and trade into that big red pocket right there and have that W breakout, right? So there's our resistance below the red block. So they've lowered offers. And now with the CPI hot data coming in, you see gold is selling off. So will it come inside our zone and bounce back out and hold and try and break this so we come back up this week? Or is it going to break right through there and then we're coming down to test here, possibly even the bigger demand double bottom, right? So very bearish today. And if you're buying gold, you are buying against the daily candle. Okay. There could be little dips with a wick coming up 50, 60, 100 pips, but you're countering this big body candle. Okay. So it's still early. This candle is going to close in 6 hours. It could flip. Who knows what could happen, or it could continue to go down. So what I'm watching for is the reaction at this yellow line, and more importantly at yesterday's low. Okay, so I want to go now into the 1 hour time frames. Same thing. 1 hours, they got bearish engulfing candles. They have structural candles. They got bullish candles. I would cut that one in half. That's a structural candle. But we're all the way over here now. So we're in an hourly downtrend when we hit the highest point of the day at futures market, right when it opened, 8 p.m., bearish engulfing candle, continuing 9 p.m. We got a little inside bar at 10, 11 p.m., midnight came back up, rejection. You see all the wicks are lower highs, continue with lower lows. We have a bearish ignited candle at 2 a.m. That's pre-London. Here's London, a little bit of a bounce, 3, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Here's 7 a.m. Here's COMEX and the CPI news. So it was initially bearish, came down, came back up, closed. And, you can see that how they held it down. And then we had the big 9 a.m. drop. That's a structural bar that closed below all of this structure. Did you cut that black candle in half on the hourly? Did you find the point of control of that candle? If you did, then you potentially would have seen that big blue candle coming into this. And look at where it sold off. There's the half, 0.5. I use a white line now to distinguish when I'm on the hourly. That's an hourly bearish point of control. And you see how that big blue candle at 10 a.m. came right in there and rejected right back down. Why? Because that's a structural bar behind it, and those are the offers waiting to sell at a premium level. And you can see now how it played out, okay? I know it's easy when we see it. It's hard to do in a live market. I understand that. But what I'm doing now is I'm preparing myself. If gold ever does come back, bounce in here, I'm getting ready to potentially sell it because I can see it. Now I want to see if that pattern will hold up in the near future. If gold can prove to me on the hourly it can close above there, then that zone will be inverted green, and it could be now a buying zone to continue to take up and fill that wick and drive back up to here, okay? But we're nowhere near that, so we don't even have to talk about that right now. So even now I have a white line to show me that's hourly. It's not daily, and I can add an hourly alert in there if it comes back in there, okay? So you can see now on the hourly, we're still pushing down, okay? So this hourly candle right when we started our call, it's been 15 minutes, open, lower high, traded right into where? 50% of the previous hourly volume, okay? Even if you just cut that candle in half, there it is, 4675, okay? I know someone's gonna say, well, Ron, we can see the wick right now, it's easy. Well, I do this with every single candle. If it's got volume, I cut it in half. Is this a structural candle? No, okay? That's not one I'm basing a point of control off of. Why? Because if it closes below all of this, then we have a structural candle, okay? So now it's continue to come down. Remember right here, so this is that first alert we're gonna get, 4660, and look at how it cuts that hourly candle in half right there. So we'll see if we can find some hourly support here. More so, this is the bigger one. This is yesterday's low, and you can see right there was yesterday's low, Monday, 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. during just before London, and found again support at 5 a.m., okay? But now it's continuing to push down. So do we have a good hourly structure? Down here, okay? So this is where I might be looking to buy gold if it comes all the way down here, okay? Because then I know it's trading at yesterday's low. It's got a daily point of interest. It's right above this block. However, it would be better to buy inside here, okay? Bigger discount in that block, okay? But it is bearish right now, coming down on the hourly. Let's look at the hourly structure, okay? So it was coming up, got rejected right there. It came back down, trading in here. Again, it came back up lower high. Then they broke that lows. They created the new lower low yesterday. It came back up all the way, okay? So you see it broke that high and nothing materialized up there. And the big drop coming back down. So are we gonna break this and continue coming down into here? Potentially. Is it going to hold support here and try and come back up? But when we're coming back up, if it does, remember, we're countering. So this yellow line could be resistance at 4660. This white line, if it comes up there, could be resistance on the hourly at 4675. And if it comes all the way in that red zone, that could be resistance to take it and get that volume to continue to push through there, okay? If we're buying, if we're looking for buys today, we are counter trading, okay? We're counter trading. We're going against the daily candle. We're going against the hourly selling potential. So maybe it's better to wait and sell at these premium areas, okay? If you're looking to buy, yeah, we might catch a little bit of a bounce, but we got to know that we're counter trading, if you go up 50, 100, 200 pips, whatever, you got to be able to understand that there's still sellers waiting to sell on you. So as it goes up and you're in money, it could come down 2 times faster. So you really have to manage your risk. You got to know how to counter trade. If you go into profit, you should be bringing your stop loss up to break even 100%, so you can protect your capital. And then if you go into profit 50, 100, 200 pips, you should have a scale out method, whether you're taking out 80%, leaving the rest running, 50%, or you got a trailing stop. You got to be doing it, okay? You got to get this through your head to understand when you're counter trading that there's rules when you counter trade. Okay. If you don't understand, look at these buyers that bought that dip right there. They got a nice move. Like measure it to see, like put yourself in the situation of these buyers that bought right there. Let's say at the white line and came up there. Okay. That's 130, 140 pips. That's fantastic. Right. But they wanted more. They wanted more. They wanted more to break this red block. And look what happened. Came all the way back down and they're in drawdown, potentially blowing up their account. Okay. If they didn't have a break even. Now look at those dip buyers right there. Okay. It's a nice big blue candle came in. Probably 100 pips. And again, they did nothing and it's coming down. Okay. So look at all the blue moves. They came up and then they got washed down. They came up, they got washed down, right? That's what's happening when you're counter trading a market, right? So maybe the best thing is to sell, but do you want to just sell the lows? That's not also part of a good trading plan. We want to sell the highs. So we want to let the market come up and then we sell it down, right? Where do we sell it? Well, at this white line, at this red zone. You see this candle right here? It's a Tetris piece, black, inside blue, ignited bar, pushing down. If I cut this candle just in half, you see it's right at the support level. It's exactly where those candles had support. Look, I'm basically cutting it in half, okay? So if I want to sell, or if I'm in a buy and it comes up there and I'm in the money, that's it. I got to respect that candle. Okay, because if I don't, it can come in there and then just shoot right back down. Okay, I know this because I'm a scalper. Okay, maybe some of you guys are starting to figure this out, but I know this because I scalp smaller time frame candles, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Okay, so I see this happen on a daily basis every single day. So it's no difference if I'm an hourly trader. It's no difference if I'm a 4-hour trader. It's no difference if I'm a daily trader. If I'm a daily trader or swing trader and I'm swinging against the trend, I have to apply the same rules to my trading. Okay, so you see this 460 didn't hold. Remember that was that just that wick I showed you right over here. Right there. So it's not holding, okay? So the bigger one will be what I was saying, maybe target yesterday's low right there at 4647. We'll see if it comes down in there, okay? So the 5 minutes are continuing bearish, right? We're in this bearish channel right now as we're doing this call. Started up here. So if I continue to just connect these dots right there and go down, that's our channel we're in right now, okay? So you can see it's coming down, lower low, coming back up, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. They're bleeding it out now, okay? Look at your RSI. RSI is deeply, deeply oversold right now, 23, okay? But that doesn't just tell us we should be buying. Now we should be getting ready to see if it comes into, our bigger daily zone in here, okay? Check your spreads, right? Maybe a potential bounce buy-in here. This could be a big 5-minute structural candle. Look, because there was the last low of the 5 minutes. That was the last low. This volume is coming below. It's going to close in 90 seconds. So I'm going to wait for this candle to close because this is a structural 5-minute bar. I'm going to cut this in half if it closes like this and find the point of control of this candle, okay? So the same thing I did on the daily, I'm doing the same thing on the 4-hour. I'm doing the same thing on the hourly, 5 minutes, same shit. Add some indicators if you want some fancy indicators. We're below the 9 EMA. We're below the 200. We have the SST daily bar indicator. We've been using it on the 4-hour yesterday. So maybe we'll stick with the 4-hour. This one opened at 10 a.m. and I know it's going to close at 2 p.m. today. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be a structural candle. How do I know that? Because I look to the left of the chart. I can see there was structure right there and right there. And our volume now is below that yellow line. So I know it's a structural candle. There it is, below that yellow line right now. See? Okay. So it's going to close now in 30 seconds. So I'm getting ready. I'm going to assume it's going to close like this, black. Okay. So I'm getting my Fibonacci tool, placing it at the top of the opening balance, and I'm getting ready to place it at the closing balance, but it hasn't closed yet. You see how it's just dancing up and down? So I'm waiting for it to close. And you can see I'm eyeballing where 50% is and where my red control box is. So if you want to continue selling down, I'll show you where there's a point of control on this volume. If you want to buy, you still got to know your counter chart. Okay, there's the close. Okay, so where's the 5-minute halfway point? Right there, 46.52. Sorry, you got to be fast as a scalper, guys. Okay, to even analyze, like you got to be quick at this. Okay, so there's my control box. So even if we come back up, you still got to know you're coming into that control box. Okay, so now I'm going to delete my fib. So you can see we got buyers already buying off the top of the green zone. Okay, so there's a wick coming back up, and here's a bullish candle coming back up. So what that's telling me is there's pending orders waiting there that got filled, and they're up 100 pips right now, coming right into that control zone. Okay, so now we should see maybe some sellers offering in that volume to push this blue volume down. Okay, if this blue volume is strong, it should be able to break through here and close above this red zone. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, you're seeing it live, how it's playing out. Okay, so those are basically 5-minute equal lows in the green higher time frame. That was a good area if you're looking to scalp. I'm a scalper. That's what I look for. And boom, 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 you're up 50, 100 pips. And I would be already out of the trade. I would be, if I was in this, if I hit the buy, I would already, I didn't. So someone's going to say, Ron, you didn't. So hypothetically, I shouldn't even talk about it. That's right. You're correct. I didn't buy it. So there's no point in talking about it. What I would have done, because I don't trade woulda, shoulda, coulda. Okay. I'll just show you guys live what I do. But for those who want to learn, if you got an order in there and you got buy, and maybe you had your stop loss somewhere down in here, you would be at break even right now. You should be up 100 pips. You should be at break even. You should have no capital at risk. You should be even clearing out 80%, 50% in that red zone, because it could come right back down. Okay. And then if you say, well, Ron, it could have done this, it could have done that. I can say, well, that candle was blue at that wick and it could have gone up, and it didn't. That blue candle was blue and it could have gone up and it got slaughtered down. That was big blue candles coming up and it could have gone up and it didn't. Those were blue candles that could have done this and they didn't do that. Okay. So how many times do you want to repeat that same sentence over and over and over? This, I could say the same shit. Could be a blue candle, could come up here and slam back down, but it's at a daily point of control. This is a different conversation we're having now. This is not just a Mickey Mouse zone like where this 5-minute candle buyers were, or this one here. This is now you're at a daily pivot. Okay, so we got now half the candle is exhausted. We got 2.5 more minutes to go. So it came right in there in that red zone, and there's the wick is telling me that there's sellers there. They're offering to continue to push this down, right? So maybe we wait to see a closure. Maybe we see maybe a double bottom producing here. Who knows, okay? There's nothing wrong with just analyzing what's going on. Where are the buyers? Where are the sellers? Is this holding up? Do we got volume closing above this position? I know some of you guys already bought. I know some of you guys are still in sells. That's all good, okay? I'll continue to analyze for us. You continue just practicing your own proper risk management. That's all I ask. I don't ask for anything else, okay? Did you guys understand that analysis? If you did, hit the like on YouTube. It allows me to know that you understood what we just did with this entire top-down analysis. And if you like the type of style that we do, subscribe to this channel, and we'll be here every single day to help you out, okay? So I'm waiting for this bar to close, right? Has it closed above? No. Has it closed below? No. It's trading inside this red zone. And this red zone is just representing this 5-minute candle right here. It's not higher time frame. It's not like representing this entire 4-hour candle. It's representing this 5-minute structural bearish candle. That's all it's representing. Okay, I want everyone to understand that. This is just the candle preceding us. That's it. That's what scalpers look to analyze, the previous bars, that's it. Okay, now we got 30 seconds to go. So it looks like a bullish candle may close above here. And if it closes above, I'll show you what I'll do. I will give respect to the buyers of this candle and I will invert that red box. I'm not changing how big it is. It's going to be the same size. And all I'm doing is just changing the color to green to illustrate that it could turn into one more support zone if there's a pullback for another blue candle to break through here. And then if it doesn't hold, then I know the sellers are back in control, then it can shoot back down. Okay, so let's watch this. There's the close. Did it close above the red box? Yes. Okay, so I'm going red to green. The candle opened quickly, bullish, ignited, and it's got a short wick. So it's popping right now. Okay, if you're still holding that buy, this is your clue that it's a short wick and it's a bullish ignited candle. It popped that wick and now it's driving. Okay, so now we're driving to that yellow line. Right? That's a daily point of interest from that candle May 1st, that wick. Remember when I told you what this one represented. Okay. So we got a little bit, and if you're learning, that's where the bigger buyers were situated, right here at the top of the green zone. You remember, guys, how we figured out that green zone? Okay, let me show you real quick, because I know some of you guys do not pay attention. All you ask is buy and sell signals. Learn how to do this craft. You can change your life possibly. Did I not say Ron thinks that that's a structural candle? So you see how I found the half point of control with Fibonacci? As soon as those 5 minutes were oversold and they came right at the top, well, that's showing you how many pending orders and volume were at that location right there. Okay. And then if you measure the move, so just for education purposes, that's a daily goal, 210 pips. I don't know. For some people, it is a daily goal. For others, they don't consider 220 pips to be nothing because they're looking for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 pips per day. For me, had I hit that blue buy button, I would have said, sayonara, I'm out of here, guys. But I didn't. Okay. So now that I didn't, should I just buy the high now up here because I missed out? No, that's not also trading. Just to buy the high because I missed down here. So now I just got to buy up here. Okay. Because what happens if I do that? Then it comes back down here. Then I'm in drawdown where I could be maybe buying a double bottom down in here. Okay. Right now it's holding. So it's trading inside here. Okay. And I'm going to ask, is there anyone still selling gold or did anyone buy gold right now? I'm just asking for analysis so I can help both ways. As if you're in a sell, I can help you out, tell you what's up here. If you're in a buy, I can help you out telling you what's down here. I'm not in a trade. I wish I was, but that's the problem with also educating. You know, I'm trying to educate and my bad. Should have been in a buy there. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. And you see, guys, why alerts are important at these critical locations. And you can sit back and allow the volume to naturally come to you and then make an informed decision. Sometimes you're going to go in the money with zero drawdown. That happens. Sometimes you're going to encounter a little bit of drawdown, then go into the money. That happens. That's why you should also know risk management. And sometimes you're going to take a trade and it's not going to work out your way and then it's going to come and hit your stop loss. And that happens too in trading. Okay. But at the top is if you manage your risk from the beginning of hitting the buy or sell button, everything should be controlled. Okay. If you are not calculating that prior to even taking the trade, prior to even opening up your trading view or prior to even coming to your computer for that day, if you don't know how much you're risking for that day, then you're going to encounter a lot of stress when you're trading. A lot of anxiety, a lot of emotions are going to be playing, and you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Okay. Take that from any trader that has a couple years of experience and has learned, and they'll tell you the same thing. I guarantee you they'll tell you that. If they don't tell you that, they're full of shit and they're lying to you. Okay, so that's a nice move, but it is still a counter trade. I know it's almost 250 pips, but it's still countering all of this black selling pressure. Okay, but at least we see some structure being built. One leg came down. Look at where it found its support. It's coming now back up, maybe to that hourly, and then maybe it will come back down and we see if the yellow daily will hold, maybe this will hold, and then you know your patterns that you're recognizing. That would be a higher low W to break that resistance. It could come down and be a double bottom there and come back up and do this, right? Or it could just continue coming down here and continue breaking down. And then it's still bearish, right? And it's still then, it could be then continuing to drop down. Now, maybe we're going to potentially flag in here now, okay, where it's going to go sideways a little bit to see where the true neckline is. And we've made our way back up to the 9 EMA. So you can use 9 EMA as a resistance. You can use it as support. If the volume is above it, it's support. If the volume is below it, it could be resistance, right? Some traders use EMAs as support and resistance indicators as well. Do you guys have any questions about why it bounced right here? I hope that I explained that clearly. We were walking right into that as I was breaking down the top down from daily, hourly to the 5 minutes. So, I tried to do it as quickly as possible for us, but, maybe you understand and you don't have questions. That's fine. NASDAQ at the moment, NASDAQ is selling. Do you guys want me to do a quick analysis of NASDAQ while we're waiting for gold, or do you want me to stay with gold? Right now, gold is developing its neckline, okay? So what I mean by that is there going to be like some sort of resistance right here, or is it going to be like a bullish flag to continue to drive up? So I kind of consolidate this zone. To watch what's happening in here. And that was, guys, so I know this is 2 5-minute candles, but when you identify a daily point of control or a higher time frame, you see how this is a 4-hour candle right here? That was the 4-hour low right there, 46.38, like right at the top of the green box. Like we identified it right down to the pip, right down to the tick. Okay. And don't say, and that this was done prior. This was done before it got there, okay? So I want you to understand, and this green zone is what I'm trying to explain. When we started the call, when I did the analysis, I want you to see, guys, how we caught this, okay? Because some people say, oh, you caught it after the fact. No, we didn't. Not that particular situation. It was, remember when I told you, this structural candle, and I said, I believe that this is a structural candle, and some traders say, Ron, that's not. And then I said, I don't give a shit. This is how I trade. That's what I've learned over the years. And that's how I can, not always, but that's how I can look for those sniper entries, right? Off of that, okay? And we did this right when we started the call, prior to all of that volume coming down there, okay? Gold is down by 2% right now, okay? And I'm not here to say, oh, I'm a professional, I'm a pro, I'm this and that. I'm not here to try and gloat. I'm here to help you learn that you can identify those as well yourself. You saw that what I did. It's not anything like rocket science. It's not anything complicated. It's just starting from the daily and moving down to either 4-hour or hourly and trade off the 1 minutes or 5 minutes or 15 minutes, but have alerts at those locations. Look, if we were on the 1 minutes, look at guys, okay? Look at now when you want to see what a scalper is, okay? See how those 1 minute, these are 1 minute bars. Look at the 1 minutes. Look at the wick right there, 11:23, 11:24, and 11:25. Wick, wick, and wick. Right at the top of the green zone by, I swear to God, by a tick. Look at it. You're looking at it, not me. And see what happened out of there, okay? So when we're looking for a nice double bottom, well, look at where all the buyers were right there. They're probably positioning themselves again in the future to get activated because maybe they didn't get filled or they don't want to buy the high. They want to wait for that pullback. And that's why you got to learn discipline and patience in trading. Dave and I try our best to show you guys live in live situations why patience and discipline matters. Like, I missed this, right? And someone's asking right now on YouTube, should I be buying right now? If you're asking that question right now, you are not ready to become a trader. If you want to buy up here, right, then I can tell that you're not disciplined because I'm waiting for a pullback to come down into this green box or even down there. And if I don't get it, that doesn't give me the right to just buy the highest point, because 99.9% of the time when you do that, the market is going to drop down and you're in drawdown, and then you're panicking, and then you're saying, oh, I got to look for the next signal. Should I be buying or selling while I'm in drawdown? Then your head's straight. I know how most retail traders trade. Not most retail traders, but most beginner, inexperienced, lacking discipline and patience traders. I was that guy. That's why I can speak on this. I was that guy, okay? And if you're that person, just admit it, okay? Stop pretending like you're not that person. I'm trying to save you time, effort, your emotions, and money. Don't be that guy. The markets love you. You're like a magnet for brokers. You're like a magnet of money for institutions. They love traders like how I used to be and maybe how you are today. They don't like traders that can wait patiently and be disciplined and sit and wait for alerts, or know that they're not buying the highs and they're waiting for pullbacks, or they're selling premium. They don't want traders like us, okay? Why? Because you can be consistent and profitable over time. They don't want that. They want traders that are blowing up their accounts every day and keep depositing money and keep doing that over and over and over. Do brokers hate when we make money? No, they don't hate it, but they're getting their commissions and their spreads and their slippage regardless, whether you're winning or losing. But maybe prop firms don't like when you're winning because they have to physically pay you out. And that's why a lot of prop firms go down under, is because they don't like traders that know how to trade. And then they figure out every bullshit rule in the book to not pay you out. Say, oh, you did this, oh, you did that, oh, you did this, oh, you did this. And then they keep making up fucking rules every single time you request a payout. That's why I can't trade with prop firms right now. They make me sick. Every single time you request a payout, they're always saying, oh, you entered like this, oh, it's going against our restrictions, or bullshit, or this or that, you know? That's why I like trading with a book broker, live money, and no politics behind it. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. And they get paid their commission and spreads, and they're happy at the end of the day. They don't give a shit. Yeah, or pick the right prop firm, okay? Don't just go like a magnet to those prop firms that say you get 99% off. Then when you are a good trader, they're going to figure out every rule in the book to not pay you. FTMO spread on gold is 5 to 7 pips. That is high, okay? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I'm comfortable trading gold at half pip spread, half. 0.5, not even 1 pip. And if you're trading at 5 to 7 pips of spread, including slippage when you execute, you are probably down $1 like on gold. That's 10 pips just on spread and slippage. You're already in the hole. Okay? So you're not that's not good to intraday trade or scalp. It's great for swing trading if you want to buy gold and hold for 3 days. I don't think you're really worried about 5 pips when you're looking to make 300 to 500 pips. But for a scalper who's looking to make 10, 20, 30 pips, and you're already in the hole by -10 before the trade even starts, you have to get that 10 and then look for your profit. You're already behind. You know, like a sports game. If Montreal is playing tonight, Montreal and Buffalo. If the spread is 2 goals for Buffalo, right? Then Montreal's already behind 2 goals to just cover the spread and then win the game. So they're already down basically 2 goals. Like, if I was a betting man, it's very difficult for me to bet on Montreal because not only do I got to make up 2 goals, but I got to win the game by 1 or 2 goals. So spreads are everything in trading. And I can't understand for the life of me why some of you guys are still scalping with brokers or prop firms that give you a 10 pip spread on your securities. It baffles me. It's mind-boggling. And some traders still don't understand why I'm losing my voice over this on a daily basis. We're trying to look out for you. We're trying to help you guys. But if you don't want to take our advice, then continue scalping with 10 pip spread. And you'll figure it out later on. That doesn't work. You can't sustain that. You guys see sometimes when I'm trading gold and I say I have a 1 pip spread when volatility opens or it's COMEX, and I say, guys, I'm waiting for my spreads to settle down to 0.5. And I don't, like, you got to understand why I'm saying that, because I want to get in and get filled right away. Do I still use Fusion Markets? Yes, I'm Fusion for life. I am Fusion for life. I'm telling you, we're not affiliated or got anything promotions with them. They are a fantastic live broker for real money. If you're anywhere around the world, excluding USA and Ontario, Canada, the only province in all of Canada where Dave and I live, we cannot get Fusion Markets anymore if we even try to apply right now. So any of our Ontario friends cannot get it. We're grandfathered in because I've been with them for a decade, right? So I'm never canceling it, because if I cancel it, there's new laws and regulations here in my province that I can't get it again. And I don't even know what broker I would go with if I lost it, okay? So yeah, we should have some promotions for them. We send them a lot of clients, and they don't even send us a thank you. Fusion assholes, send us a simple thank you for all the fucking people around the world we send you guys. I don't like ungrateful people or brokers or anything. You know how much clients we've sent them by just me mentioning Fusion, and they've never even said anything to us? Bunch of assholes. Okay, IC Markets is also. Guys, if you can't get Fusion, check out, the chat is saying IC Markets. I can't speak on them. I don't use them. I have no idea. I'm going to trust you guys. Okay, so guys, let's just do NASDAQ real quick while gold is just consolidating. Maybe we'll get a pullback. Let's just do NASDAQ. I'll do a quick top down. Watch, guys. Watch how fast I can do it, okay? So this is the 5 minutes right now, okay? So the 5 minutes are pushing down, okay? Creating lows. Watch what I'm going to do daily, quickly, okay? Do I have to analyze the all-time high? Yeah, well, yeah, I do, because we just yesterday hit an all-time high. So let's do quickly NASDAQ. Watch how fast I'll do this, okay? And I'm going to bypass a lot of things, okay? That's all-time high. Is there a zone at the all-time high? Yes. Bodies to bodies, right there, bodies. Red zone, if we ever come back in here, maybe it might be a double top at the all-time high right there, okay? I'm not going to do price discovery for all of us and start doing whole psychological numbers up here. I trust that you can do that. What we got to do is look at this structure right over here, okay? So where do we have some structure in the market? Okay, number one, this big bullish candle, if I just cut it in half, okay, that provides me structure, okay? And then you see right below half, there's a wick and a wick. There's a zone right there. Very quickly. Boom. I just discovered 2 zones, a red one and a green one, okay? It's a flag, Okay, we're in a flag off of this big rally. That's a bullish flag. Came up, came down. It could go back up. Might be a double top coming down. Might break for a new high. Okay, new all-time high. Now, let's just continue doing a little bit of dissecting inside here. You see this wick right here from Thursday's high? I'm going to mark it as a point of interest, placing a yellow line there because I want to see if it will act as support. Right now, it's not. The volume is below it. It's resistance right now, okay? So real quickly, let's just follow today's volume. It opened. It was bullish, 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 bullish. But you see by a hair, it did not take out the all-time high. That's a clue, okay? I've been saying this for 6 years now. Every candle has a job to do. Just like you go to work every single day, you have a job, right? A candle has a job to do, okay? For those traders that understand when I'm saying this, they know what I mean. This candle opened. It was bullish ignited. I know a lot about ignited candles. I watch these things on 1 minute every single day. So when I'm dissecting a daily candle, it's not that complicated for me. This opened blue, okay? This was the closing and opening balance right here. You can mark it on your chart, 29,310. It was blue. It came up blue, 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 blue. But look, it did not take out the all-time high wick right there, okay? So ask yourself, why did it not do that? Do you ever ask yourself on a candle, why did it not do this, okay? The answer is really easy. Because the sellers did not allow it to continue to break for a new all-time high. Why? Because they want to push the market down. Understand what I'm saying, okay? So that's our high. Let's mark it, purple line, okay? That's our high of the day. I can see, look, it's only 20 pips below the all-time high, 371 and 391. It's 20 pips is 20 pips. It's a lower high. Then they came all the way back down to the opening balance and flipped the candle, okay? So did we take out a body and a body right over here? Yes, we did. Okay, so that's another yellow line, 29,250 on the dot. See, I can even do psychological numbers with a different security, with gold, with NASDAQ, with NVIDIA, with oil, with anything, okay? Now, as it's coming down black, 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 there should have been a support at yesterday's low. Was there? No. It broke below it. How can I see? Because the volume is engulfing it. Look at it. Okay, so that was 29.37. So if it comes back up, I can have now an alert here. Alert, yeah. If I want to sell at a premium, I can have an alert there or there, wherever. Okay, we're all the way down here now. I said a fast analysis, and again I take forever. Okay, so now we're coming down, coming down, coming down. We just made a low of the day so far. Okay, right there, 28,770. And can it come all the way back up and flip? Possibly, but it's going to take a lot of volume to flip this candle. Okay, so we have to acknowledge today is a bearish day. So, but is it going to continue to run bearish, break the low, and continue to transact down in here? Okay, if we do, let's mark that low. Look, it's 50% of that zone. Right there, and look at the number, 28,450. Like I sound like a record, continuing to say the same shit over and over and over. Okay, is this a structural candle? No. Why? Because it hasn't closed. 5 more hours. If it closes below all of this, oh hell yeah! Tomorrow you better be cutting this black volume candle in half and finding the point of control. Okay, we're not there yet. Now, what I'm going to do is establish it's a bearish day, okay? We're coming up on this huge rally, okay? So we are overbought, okay? So it has to have a cool-off period at some time. Today could be that cool-off period. But the question is it going to extend into tomorrow and continue to rally down? Or is it going to bounce back up? Okay, so now all of this daily, I go into the hourly. Where did all of this black selling volume come from? Let's figure it out, okay? It started right over here. 9 a.m. Look at the Wall Street fake out. Oh, shit. Okay. Blue, blue, blue. They rejected it back down and closed it right there. Closed below some type of candle engulfing. That's not structural bar. It didn't close below all structure. it closed, it engulfed an individual candle. Okay, so with that, what I do is I just cut it in half. Okay, I'm not figuring out a point of control. It's not structure. Okay, so it came back up. When it got there, it did not get rejected. It came all the way to the opening balance. Okay, the opening balance is more important than half the candle. Understand that. Okay, I'm going to repeat this. For those that are paying attention, listen to what I'm saying. The opening balance of any bar, okay? So I don't give a shit if you're a 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, hourly, 4 hour, daily, monthly, decade trader. I don't care, okay? What I'm saying is all candlesticks have the same characteristics. Listen to what I'm saying. The opening balance of a candle is more important than 50%. You guys understand that? You want me to repeat it because it's very important. I'll repeat myself. When I'm repeating the same sentence 3 times, I'm telling you it's very important, okay? If whether you want to learn it or not, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I know the importance of that. If you want to learn scalping or precision in trading or this or that or draw down all of that, you got to understand that concept, that principle, okay? I hope that you guys understand that. Okay, now it got rejected at that opening balance and came back down, rejected. Short wick, pop, drop, right near the low. Cut that body in half now. Okay, did it come up there? No, it came up shallow, short wick, continue drop. So we've got 3 massive hours of selling pressure. The hourly candle is now on NASDAQ is oversold at 25. Does that give us the right to just buy the hourly? Because we could, no, okay? It's where now we got to look below the purple line is the lowest point of the day and top of the green box. What about all of this hourly structure right over here? Okay, is there some pivots? Okay, that I can look at. There was a pivot right there, right there. There was a pivot right there. Where's the best area to place a white line? Okay, in my opinion, I would place it right here. Okay, that's my opinion. Okay, but opinions don't matter, okay? When you can't decipher where you want to place a cut line, you have zones from a higher time frame. So what you can do is grab your Fibonacci from the top of the green box, bring it to the purple line, and then just bring it to the 50%. That will settle all debate. That's it. There, the debate is settled. And let's just see. If it comes in halfway in here, that could be an optimal buying area on the hourly. I can even give it a zone by a little bit above and a little bit below and give it a zone and give myself an alert. That's not saying that I'm just going to buy this blindly, but if it comes deep oversold and breaks today's low, that could be where there's a block of buyers in the market. Protecting it from dropping down into this block, okay? This is what I call like a hidden block in the market, okay? So this is very bearish coming down on the hourly, okay? Now, when we look at the overall structure, look at this is like a huge head, okay? This is all left shoulder bullshit in here. This is a massive head that broke out for the all-time high and coming all the way back in. So you see what I mean? If it comes into here, back into the right shoulder, we could get a bounce. But when it bounces, it could get offers and continue dropping down. And we see maybe a 2-day selling event continuing into tomorrow with bounce buys, counter trading. Okay, so this is a heavy bearish hourly candle. It's going to close in 2 minutes. How about we just stay and watch the close of this candle before we go into the 5 minutes? Let's just watch the close of this and look at gold. Okay, gold on the 5 minutes. It's just continuing to consolidate and potentially get to the top of that parallel channel and that hourly white line for 675. That's where I believe the sellers are going to be on the lower time frame to continue to push gold down if it comes in there. So if you're looking to sell, maybe in here we push it down. Unless it proves that it can break above there, make this green, then that would be the optimal selling area, okay? So we're going into noon on both securities, but I really want to watch NASDAQ, how it's closing on the hourly, okay? This is a big, heavy bar. It's going to close in 90 seconds. Did you guys understand any of that analysis? Okay. And I repeated myself 3 times on some important things. I know I haven't taken a trade. I know that. Okay. You guys don't have to remind me that I haven't taken a trade. I know that. I'm a trader. Okay. I know when I trade and I know when I don't trade. Okay, you don't have to keep reminding me. I understand these things. I'm a big boy. But sometimes just learning will help you in life. Okay, I might not be here tomorrow. I might not be here next week. Okay, so at least take what I'm saying and learn something from it. Okay, I know I haven't traded. I understand that. Believe me, loud and clear. I'll tell you when I go into a trade. I'll tell you when I'm in profit. I'll tell you when I'm in drawdown. I'll tell you when I get stopped out. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I'm doing tomorrow, and I'll tell you what I'm doing next week. Okay. Okay, so you guys are probably saying, what the hell is this guy doing? Why is he just sitting there? He's sitting there and he's looking so handsome today. Why? Okay, I got to wait for this bar to close. It's closing right there. An hourly bar. That's 60 minutes of trading. Okay, and it's very bearish. So you see the yellow line? It's basically cutting that candle almost in half. Okay, not exact, but it could be the upper or bottom of that candle. Okay. So right there, you see, it's the 382. See, this man knows what he's talking about. Okay, there's the halfway point. There's the zone. Is that a structural candle? Well, let's see. Okay, did it close below all of this bar and that retest? Yeah, I would consider. So it closed below that ignited candle and the retest candle right there. So it did close below that, okay? And it's got massive volume. So that's a candle that I would consider cutting in half right there. My daily point of interest is my bigger line, right? So I just drag it down to the 0.5 and I draw a red box off of that because, again, similar, if it comes back in there, the sellers could be there to push it down. It could do the same thing that gold just did on the 5 minutes, right? Very, very similar, okay? But right now, it dropped and now it's coming back up. So on the 5 minutes, remember, I'm a 5-minute trader. I'm not an hourly trader. Look at the 5 minutes. Okay, they're producing a little bit of bullish divergence. Okay, see that low and that new lower low? Look at the RSI. It's got like a double bottom, like a higher low. So it's telling me the strength is slowly increasing in an oversold situation on the 5 minutes while we're deep into this downtrend. Okay, so how do I know we're deep in a downtrend? Well, it's in a parallel channel. Like you got to be blind to not see this. Okay, we're just pushing down, okay? If you want to make it like that, you can, whatever floats your boat, okay? So I would like to see on NASDAQ if the buyers can get it back above here, close, turn this green, and then maybe I take a buy and trade it up to that white line, okay? Or do I just try a buy right now because we just broke the low? Why don't I just wait for a candle 5 minutes to close? 3 more minutes. Has it created a high above the previous candle? No, it hasn't, not yet. Okay, it's got a lower low. It came up, lower high. So maybe I got to watch and see, will it create at least a high and get some momentum? Or is it going to continue getting rejected and go back down? Okay, so I'm just going to wait. I can add some indicators while I'm waiting. We're below the 9 EMA. It's below the red zone, below our parallel channel. Add a 200 EMA. 200 EMA is non-existent. It's all the way up here, okay, because we're very bearish right now. And if I want to see the 4-hour candle beside me, holy shit, okay? Look at this big black 4-hour candle, okay? So if I know I'm buying, I am counter trading, just like gold was a counter trade, okay? But it's still holding up. It flagged and it could still go up, okay? It hasn't retraced back into here or here, okay? So if you're buying the highs, the market is rewarding you. Congratulations. It's not my style of trading. Fapello Kawati. Finally, I understood this guy. Oh man, thank God someone understands me. How many years did it take you to finally understand what I'm saying? Holy shit. That made my day. You know how happy I am to hear that? If one person can understand what I'm saying in today's call, I'm a happy person. I don't care if I lose $1,000 today. I'm happy. I'm happy. You made my day. I'm going to celebrate today. Good, guys. So if one person can understand what I'm saying, hopefully 2 people can understand. Maybe 10 people can understand what I'm saying. Guys, that's what we need. Just take your time to learn what I know I talk fast. I know I talk different than other mentors and coaches and people like that, but just listen to what I'm saying. Just take the time to listen. Who gives a shit if it's a seller buy or seller buy? Okay. You'll have the rest of your life to sell and buy, sell and buy. But sometimes when someone's teaching you something through experience that they've done majority of their life, take some time to just listen to what they're saying. Doesn't have to be for trading. Like I had my neighbor, okay? I have the best lawn in the neighborhood and they are jealous of me, okay? My neighbors have been retired for over 10, 20 years and I just came into this neighborhood and I got my lawn looking clean. Like it's clean, trimmed, beautiful, thick. Like I take care of this shit on a daily basis. That's my hobby. And they want to come up to me after 30 years and give me advice where my lawn is looking clean, right? And they're giving me advice. And I don't want to be like with an ego and say, you're trying to give me advice. Like, look at my lawn compared to yours, right? I should be giving you advice, but I'm not that guy. I sit back and I listen to what they say because they do have experience and they do know. And they're trying to give me helpful pointers. They're telling me how to make it greener and things like that. So I appreciate that. But I listen to what they say. Why? Because they've been at their lawn for over 30 years. They know this. I'm a newbie at it, okay? Maybe I got lucky. Maybe I got lucky with, maybe it was luck that I just have the best lawn in the neighborhood. I don't know. But, I take their advice. I'm very respectful. I listen and I learn, right? But you got to see the lawn. I'll show you guys pictures. And can I tell you why I got really angry during the wintertime? I called the city of London. Like they pissed me off. They got in Canada here where I live, we get a lot of snow. And on the sidewalk, they have their snow plows that come and clean the sidewalks. Okay? I understand that. That's fine. That's why my taxes pay for that. But they've got their bobcats so wide that doesn't even fit in the sidewalk that they're coming and they're scraping the edges of my lawn. That is like the best part of my lawn is the edging. Like I take that shit serious. And every single winter, this fucking truck comes and just digs the side of my lawns and just leaves the grass there through the winter. And then I gotta reseed this. I gotta get this shit going again. It takes years and years to do that, right? Is it just me that has this problem or do you guys have this problem as well? Yep. Fuck the city. They got to get their shit straight. They don't want to spend the money on a smaller bobcat that fixes the sidewalk, that they're using these bigger cleaners that are just going through and scraping the entire neighborhood's the sod on the sidewalk to your lawn. And they just leave it there. Like they don't come fix it or anything. Kutuk, you're lucky they clean your sidewalk in Kitchener, the city doesn't. Are you serious? Wow. Do you guys want to know how much property tax I pay per year? Okay, I'll put the city on blast right now. Do you know how much property? Anyone want to take a guess? Okay, I don't live in a 10,000 square foot mansion. Okay, I live in a nice neighborhood, good sized home. How much do you think property taxes I pay per year? Okay, I own my home. I have no mortgage, and every single year I got to pay property tax to the city. I pay 10,000. Someone said 8,000 and 12,000. I'm $10,000 just for property tax every year. When I went to Europe, back home, I asked my uncle, I said, how much do you pay for property tax? He said 80 euros. I said, 80 euros for what? He goes, 80 euros an entire year. And I'm paying $10,000. He thinks I'm crazy, and I know I'm crazy. What the hell am I doing here paying this much in property tax? When I own the home, I have no mortgage. This is my home. So, but you got to continue to pay the city $10,000. It's unbelievable. Nothing in Albania. Yeah, I'm coming, Armand. I'm coming, bro. Give me a couple years when the kids get older and we're going to retire down there. Wow, Krina, in Italy, you don't pay taxes on your first home. Oh, that's wow. It's just taxes, taxes, taxes. Okay. This whole system is corrupt and a scam. Okay. You make money. You go to work. Let's say you go to work. Let's say you make $1,000. Okay. Off your paycheck from your hard-earned hours, 35% is taken off. So $350, you only keep $650. Now, from that $650 that you have left from your hard-earned work, you go to the grocery store, you buy things, or you go shopping. You got to pay now an additional 13% on top of that, okay? So basically 50% is gone, okay? And then if you take what's left over with your 50% and you want to invest it, or you put the time in, hours and hours and hours of trading and going through this bullshit with gold and NASDAQ on a daily basis and doing this shit, then whatever winnings you make or whatever profit, then they tax you an additional 35% on your own hard work of trading and investing, okay? And then when you live in a home and you own it, then you got to pay them $10,000 a year in property tax. How does this fucking make any sense? What's the world coming to? Like, this is like, my God, I'm getting sick and tired of this shit. Is it just us in Canada or is it like this around the world? We're all government workers. We all work for, no matter what you do, you're paying these pieces of shit that do nothing and take all your fucking money out of your pockets. They're not here sitting here staring at candles 5-6 hours a day. And then when I make some money, they're going to take it out. And then when I invest it, they're going to take it out. And then I got to continue paying these assholes all this money. Fuck them. Sorry, guys, I just finished my taxes. So I'm a little hot right now because I just finished my taxes. Okay, it's that tax season. So Ron's a little hot right now. Got to pay these assholes back. More money than some people make in a year to pay these pieces of shit. Fuck them. You're right. Fuck them. No revolution coming, David. No revolution. Not over here. Bilal, in Morocco, if the property is considered the principal residence, primary home, it is exempt from the 0% housing tax. However, there are still other monthly local taxes such as waste collection. Yeah, we have that garbage tax. Don't get me started with the recycling and garbage. The other day, okay, for recycling day, I have a bin with cardboard and then a bin with plastic and glass, okay? I had one glass jar of salsa in the plastic bin. Everything was neat and tidy, and they refused to take it. They left that bin with the plastic and the glass. They took the cardboard one. I come home after when I pick up the kids, and it's still sitting there. I said, well, what the hell? Why did they not take it? It says plastic and glass on the box. And then the garbage man was circling around doing the other side of the street. So knowing me, I got pissed off and I went up to him and I said, why did you not take the fucking glass box with that with the plastic in there? He goes to me, because the glass was above and I didn't want it to break. I go, well, how the hell do you want me to put the glass jar in there? What do you want me to do? Like, how do you want me to present it to you? And then I took it and I threw it in the recycling truck myself. And I said, next time you come here, I'll do my own recycling. You just bring the truck and I'll throw all the shit in there. I don't need you. And he drove off. So we'll see if they take my recycling this week. Maybe they've flagged my home. Okay, but let's get some trades in here, okay? We're talking too much politics. Okay, so NASDAQ is building. Look at it. Okay, so maybe we've got maybe a little liquidity grab down here. Okay, there. Okay, so we can still consider this to be like a little shoulder. We came up, came back down, got a little bit of a draw down there where they grabbed, and we're coming back up. But we could just come right back up here and drop back down. So what I'd like to see out of NASDAQ is an impulse break. I'm not saying I'm buying the impulse, but I want to see it create a new high and maybe potentially close above and then pull back. And then maybe I want to buy here and take it back up to there. Okay, so let's see if maybe we're getting a little sympathy rally like right now, just after noon. Okay, building on NASDAQ. Right now it's building, building, building. This candle is going to close now. Okay, and guys, if you're on gold, right, if you're in a buy, just pay attention to this area up here, 4675, 4,675, okay? Because, you know, it's an hourly, we are counter trading, could be the resistance and come back down, okay? Just keep an eye on that if you're in buys. If you're looking to sell, also keep an eye on that, okay? With NASDAQ, okay, so this is what I was afraid of. See how it came right in there, blue, and then now we got a black candle coming down, okay? So it's slowly making its way back up like stairs. Black, blue, and black, okay? But it's still right at this red zone, okay? So we could sell. Anyone want to consider taking a sell? Okay, it's at 28,800. It's still holding below here, and it could sell back down and fill that wick and continue dropping down. Okay. I have a fixed spread on NASDAQ of 0.8. Okay, with Fusion Markets, it's fixed of 0.8 spread. Country, you don't like selling the indices. I know. Because it's been bullish for the last month, right? But today could be a selling day. So maybe we have to have that selling bias, you know? I'll wait for this bar to close. It will tell us more when this bar closes. Okay, and gold is coming right up to that point right there. And don't forget, guys, at 1 p.m., there's the 10-year U.S. Treasury bond auction right over here. The 10-year right over here at 101, okay? It does, I know it says low impact, but it does also have a little bit of volatility in the markets, okay? And then tomorrow, I believe, is the 30-year. So we have the 10-year today in a little bit, okay? And just after 1 p.m. Now look at the 4-hour candle of gold now. Now it turned into like a pin bar or like a spin top. Okay, so you remember how bearish it was, and that location was where it made the lowest point. So that was fantastic if anyone bought that. Okay, congratulations if you did. You should feel really good about yourself and that trade if you did take it. Guys, help support the channel. And give us a subscribe, a like if you're learning anything today. I have to end the call at around just after 1:15 at the latest, because I have a one-on-one with Bilal. He's in Zoom at 1:30. Bilal, be ready, brother. I got your messages of what we have to go over. Okay, so and then I'll send you the invite to your email. Okay, so this candle is going to close in 90 seconds. Yeah, so tomorrow they're voting for Walsh. Yeah, you're absolutely correct, David. And Friday is the last day for Powell, guys. So he's helped a lot of us retail traders in the last years. So we love Powell. You know, he's been good to us when he gets that printer going. But we're gonna miss him. But we got a new chair in coming in town, and he's one of Trump's cronies. So when Trump says lower the interest rates, he will lower the interest rates, and then a flood of liquidity, new money supply, printed money will be coming where? Into the financial markets. So we might continue another all-time high bull run, but they might not do it right away. They might wait, bring the markets down. So why? Because they're smart. They want to buy at discounted levels. Maybe they don't want to buy at the all-time highs. So the markets will retrace down. And then when they're ready, who's going to be buying all those big names? You just named it. What happened? There was, you guys said the FBI arrested 30 day traders for insider trading. But Pelosi does it on the regular. Yeah, Pelosi's. If you guys want to learn anything about trading, learn from Pelosi. She's the goat of trading. Forget anyone else. Forget any YouTubers or anybody else. Nancy Pelosi should have her own channel. Okay, so it was a bearish candle coming down. Now it's coming back up. So if they reject this, it could potentially just continue this 4-hour volume continuing, finding this low and dropping even further down. So it's maybe best scenario to continue to sell NASDAQ in a bear market, but it's tough in this situation because it just broke that low, it came up, and then now it's just consolidating here. Blue, black, blue, black, blue. It could flag in here and continue to come up and sell at a higher point. But if it flags in here, it could potentially continue to go down. Okay. So one area that we have to identify is right here. Okay. This box that we're in, let's just let it do its thing. Okay. So it's just barcoding blue, black, blue, black, blue. We've got buyers and sellers accumulating on NASDAQ right near the lowest point of the day. It's been a very bearish day. There is this bullish divergence, but it's also a failed, indicator as well, the divergence. So this could be breaking and targeting to fill that wick and drop even lower. So if you go in a sell now, you're basing off of this black candle that came down and the retest. I know it's going to be an impulse, but you're basing it off of the structure that's already been taken place. Okay. So let me just see. I'm going to head in on a sell, okay? I like how it came in here. It got a bearish candle. It wasn't like technically engulfing, but this candle came up blue, 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 right into 50% and rejected. I'm in a sell. I'm looking to come down and fill that wick and drive down into this green zone right to that hourly white line to 28,660. My stop loss is just above the red zone, okay? And then maybe we can break and fall down a little further. Okay. So I'm going to sell on NASDAQ. Okay. I'm going to continue to sell with this bearish volume. But I'm hesitant that, it could come up bullish because we're trading at the lowest point of the day, but it could be a big squeeze and a big melt if we can break that and continue to come down with this 4-hour volume, if it continues to come through. Okay. And so far, we came into that right there, that red box, and the sellers are present there. That could push this thing down. So if the 5 minutes do not hold this flag right here on gold, then you could see it continue to push down further. So it might trade back in here and go back up. But you can see right there at that hourly, that's where that block is, where the sellers are present. That's what I was saying to the buyers. Please respect this. And to the sellers, if you're looking to sell, that's what you need to consider. And then what I want to see is, can I get a black bar, maybe closing below these 5-minute bodies right here to continue to push down right there? That's like a point of interest. That's a structural pivot right there that we got to see if we can continue to close below it. Fusion markets, guys. Does it have a website? Absolutely. Yeah, guys, it's a it's a broker. Of course, it's got a website right here. Fusion Markets. Right here. This one with this purple logo right here. They're based out of Australia. This is them. Go for there's two accounts. They got the Zero and the Classic. I use the Zero account. Okay, that's Fusion Markets. Okay, so this candle's closing in 20 seconds. Are we watching to see the close? Okay, so let's watch this close. Okay, remember, we got to continue to break some new lows. Okay, so we got some volume. It didn't close below that blue candle, so it's still holding some support. Okay, so we got to continue seeing if we can push down and close below there. And gold. Okay, so gold has found the resistance coming down. Now we're trading in this flag again, where it was blue, black, blue, inside here again. So it could technically come back up, maybe double top in there, or they're ready to, bring this back down. Oh, the spammers are here. The spammers are here in full force. Sorry, guys, I apologize. We're trying to have a good chat, good conversation, but the spammers are here. Nothing I can do about that. Welcome to the world of YouTube. Just stay focused, guys, when there is spammers. Just try and stay focused. There's other YouTube channels that pay these idiots to come here and ruin the stream. That's fine. Okay, so what are you guys doing with gold? Okay, so remember when I said the buys, okay? If you were in the buy, like I try and give a heads up telling you you should respect this area. That's an hourly resistance. I gave you a zone, right? And then you see the rejection and it's coming down. Yes, okay, it's just a pullback and it could come back up. But you got to recognize these areas, right, in the markets. It helps with if you're where to take profit, if you're looking to sell, whatever it is, okay? So we got a little bit of NASDAQ volume below here, but we're not getting that, that black volume flushing through here. So maybe we got a flag in here before they drop it down. Yes, it could pull back up into here, but we're still below the 9 EMA. We're below the red zone. Still got some considerable black volume. So I'm still okay with the sell position, but we're moving into a new 30-minute candle in the next 2 minutes. So that could change everything, okay? A new 30-minute candle changes momentum, right? Changes everything. And then it could start coming up blue. And the next, same with gold. Could affect everything that's going on with gold, okay? Armand, you're done for the day? Nice. You secured 80%. Good job, bro. Stay consistent. Just get your money and get out of these markets and go do what you got to do. Okay. Stop trading. Just get your daily goal and get out. Daily goal, get out. Daily goal, get out. That's it. Everybody should have that type of mentality in trading. Set a realistic daily goal, hit it, and get out. That's it. Okay, so let's follow this volume into the close. And in the next 30 seconds, it's going to get volatile because we're heading into a new 30-minute candle. So it's a higher time frame candle opening up. Get ready for a little bit of volatility. Hopefully they just drop it down into this liquidity down in here. Okay, so here's the close. We've inverted the candle into a bearish pin bar. Let's see. Oh man, it's still struggling to close below that body. Look at where they closed it, right at the red line. And now we open bullish ignited right away. Bullish ignited. This is representing a 30-minute candle. So I know the presence of a bullish ignited candle is strong at the open. So it could continue to come and refill. Finally, we lost it. That's good. So we lost it. Now we got to get the flush, like the volume coming through. Okay. Now we're in the flag. The flag is now down in here. Gold. Yeah, gold could still push down. If you're looking for a pullback buy, maybe in here at this green box level right here, 46.52, 46.50, right in there. So I'd like to target and that wick down there and break it. Look at the number, 28,725, okay? So running approximately 30 pips. And if we get to that wick, it's about 40, 45. And if it breaks, could be 50, okay? So with that move, I'm just gonna reduce risk right to the top of that wick, okay? You see, I brought my stop loss all the way down and I'm just above there. I'm risking like maybe what, 10 pips on this trade now? Yeah, 10 pips. 10 pips risk, nothing, okay? I'm gonna go to break even actually, break even time, okay? To see if we can break this low and get maybe 50 pips out of this or more, okay? But I'm at a break even, okay? Right there. I don't wanna see tweezer lows. Oh man, that 4-hour candle did not break, okay? So you see how quickly I reduced my risk. I didn't suffer any, a little tiny drawdown, right? But now it's zero risk. Now it's all just managing profit, right? Okay, so that's the break. Okay, this could be a structural candle. We could follow this. But if you want to take some off the table, that's 60 pips. Have some rules, guys, please. You know, don't wait for me to tell you what to do. Have some rules. Some traders are happy with 60 pips. And then some are looking for 600. And it confuses me on these calls. I don't know what everyone's looking for. But that's a good trade for 60 pips. I have no capital at risk, so I'm okay. But I know maybe I made a mistake there by not taking anything out when we broke that low. Okay, let's just look at gold. Gold is still consolidating inside this zone right here, okay? Armand, take care. Thank you, bro. Have a good day. Okay, we got less than 2 minutes. So if we can close the volume below this low, we can cut this volume in half and maybe we can trail it down, okay? I would love if it comes in the green box. Then that's 100% TP zone for me. Like that's no question. That's if it comes in there, it's 100 pips. And then I respect this green zone. Guys, hit the likes on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, please. You know, there's over 300 viewers and there's only 100 likes. I don't know what else I got to do to get a like on this channel. Okay, so one more minute to go into the close. Okay, at the bottom of this wick is 60 pips. Wow, that's a nasty, nasty wick down there. So will the volume close below that wick, like how we got closing below that body? Because if it comes up with a wick, I can pretty much guarantee you, high probability, next bar will be coming up blue. So that's why we got to close strong. Even break the 4-hour low, like right here. Look at our 4-hour bearish volume, okay? It's coming down considerably, but there's a lot of dip buyers that want to buy this. It's me, John. Shout out all the way from Dubai. Shout out, bro. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, so here's the close. Okay, that's the candle we got to work with. It didn't close below that wick, okay, but it created a lower low. So what I can do is cut it in half, right? And see the bullish ignited candle coming right back up. What did I tell you? If there was going to be a strong rejection and we didn't close below there, I said it's got a high probability it's going to be a blue candle opening. Rewind it and listen to what I said, okay? So it's now got rejected, but it's an inverted hammer. So it continues to build its volume like a rocket, continues to refuel itself to continue to come up. If the sellers can offer and offer and offer and offer and tame this ignited candle down and flip it, then we could continue to go down bearish and fill that wick and drop even further. But this bullish ignited candle is preventing that from happening. So this is building the support right now that could continue to hold at the structural level where it was that noon, look at 12 p.m. low, right? And then it came down and closed right there and we opened bullish ignited. So we are still holding below 50% of it and it keeps coming down and refueling itself, okay? I hate when I'm selling and then I get bullish ignited candles opening. I hate when I'm buying and then I get bearish ignited candles opening. Because that's the pivot in the market now. Okay, you can see how strong it's holding now. This 28,725. Okay, so my maximum risk is if it comes all the way up here to my entry, it's a break even. Then I got to go back and journal this trade, review it, and say, Ron, why did you not take out 60 pips out of the market? And then I got to scratch my head and think about it. But the only thing that's keeping me alive is I have no capital at risk. I have no stop loss. Okay, I'm just playing with the profit now. And 60 pips can come and 60 pips can go, just like that. Unless we get sellers putting a lower high in the market. Remember what I said earlier? It's more important at the opening balance than just at 50%. So if the sellers are here, they got to be here at 755 to continue to push it down at that opening balance of that bearish candle and continue to push it down. Because if it breaks here, it's got a high probability it's going to fill that wick and continue to drive to my entry point. And then I got a break even trade. And then pissed away 60 pips. But we do have a rejection at the opening balance. Remember what I said 3 times earlier? That it's more important at the opening balance than just 50%, right? There's the rejection at the opening balance. Now they're offering and pushing it down. Now look at it. If we can, oh man, if we can manage to break this opening balance or close the volume at least lower down here, maybe we can flag into the next candle and continue dropping down. Okay, look at that. And remember what I said earlier 3 times. I told you guys, pay attention. Remember what I repeated this earlier, that the 50% is the initial marker for the quick rejection. If it doesn't hold, the opening balance is more important. I said it 3 times. And there's the example of the opening balance holding and flipping the candle now bearish. Okay. Guys, I watch candlesticks basically every day of my life. Okay. So I've learned a few things from these things. And that's why I try and repeat this to you guys. To those that listen and pay attention, congratulations. To those that are spamming and fucking around, you guys aren't learning fuck all, okay? And I don't give a shit about you guys. I only care about the guys that are zoned in, focused, and learning. To the other shit talkers, I welcome you guys. Don't worry, I'll shit on you guys all day. You guys don't bother me. I just like calling you guys out for the donkeys that you guys are. You're not going to rattle this guy. I'm almost going to be 45 years old, okay? You're not going to rattle me. I'm not a 20-year-old kid anymore. And you wouldn't rattle me either in my 20s. I guarantee you that. We're built tough. We've been trading these markets for years now. We stand on business for what we say, right? I repeated this shit over and over today. The buy, this opportunity there, repeated why the opening balance is more important than just 50%, okay? Now we got that push down, bearish pin bar, okay? So it's coming back up. Now the buyers have a big wick to fill. They got to backfill that wick to continue. If they backfill that wick, high probability I'm out of the trade, because if they backfill that, they're going to have enough volume to ask and trade up here. So we really need the sellers now to push the market away and trap those buyers. Remember, that candle was blue, 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 and we've trapped those buyers now. Now we got to move the market away and create a new lower low so that we can move the market away from them and force them to get their stop losses hit down in here. Okay, now they're coming back up. So it's filling that wick, filling that wick. Will it manage to fill it and break, or is it hitting that 50% again? Okay, so it's at that 50% marker, and now they're pushing it back down. This is if you want to hold trades longer, in a longer duration, right? You're going to have to go through this. You're going to have to go through this. It's easy for a scalper just to go down, grab your money and get out. But if you want to hold for more than 60 pips, get 100, you got to be able to withhold this type of shit, right? Now we got our move. Lower highs, opening balance started it all. We've taken out that low, and now we could flush and come after their stop losses, okay? So this could be, now that's 60 plus pips. If we start dropping 70, to the top of the green box. Top of the green box is a very important point of interest. That would be about 90 pips down there. If it goes inside, you're about 100, okay? That's a no-brainer to be doing something in there. So do you guys see, like, there was a lot of education on today's call. It's a short call. It's only 2 hours, but you had to have learned something from today's call. If you didn't, you're sleeping. Okay, and I'm going to tell you guys ahead of time. If it comes down here to the green box and taps, I'm going to take out 80% and leave 20% with a break even, okay? Just letting you guys know ahead of time. Check out gold. Better be worthwhile checking it out. Ooh, there's nothing to check out, guys. We're in a real big trade right here, and you're telling me to check gold for this? Come on, guys. This is nothing. We're still in this consolidated area. It's nothing to see. This is more important right here. Okay, get ready. Okay, because sometimes you get greedy and you wait for it to tap in there and it will come back up. So I'm not going to play games. Maybe I'll get filled on the way down. I'm closing out 80% down there. Let's see, it's 690 if I get filled. Okay, so I closed out 80% down there. I got 20% running now at a break even. I'm okay with that. That's perfect for me. So I closed out right in there. That closed out 80%. Now I got 20% running. If the runner wants to continue to go down, fantastic. But the bulk of the trade is taken out. So that's roughly 80 pips. Not bad. So did you guys understand why, I was considering looking at a buy, but then when I saw that big bearish candle come down in the red zone, and I told you guys, I like that retest, and that's when I went in, okay? I could have waited and then the volume closed and maybe got in on there, but I explained it why I got in. I told you guys, I'm going in on an impulse, but I'm going in based on the structure above and that retest of 50%. That's what gave me the go-ahead to go in early, okay? Otherwise, if you didn't and you were waiting for volume to close, there's the closing volume. That's when it came up blue, 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 and there was your rejection. You could have entered on the 1225 candle, okay? Either one of these. Guys, hit the likes on YouTube. If I broke that down properly for you, if you understood my psychology going through this trade, and please, if you can, subscribe to the channel. Join us tomorrow. Tomorrow, guys, we're also doing two sessions, okay? We're going to do Forex from 11 to 1, and then take like a 15-minute break, and then we're going to come in and do a little bit of stock and options, where we're not doing gold. We're going to be talking about the stock market, the options market, the top gainers of the day, what's going on in the stock market, okay? Because there's other things that we can be looking at, and not just gold and NASDAQ, all right? NASDAQ is the index that consists of those 100 top securities that we can trade individually, right? So we'll learn a lot more tomorrow too. If you want to learn about stocks and options, you're welcome to join us, but there will not be gold on that call. So if you're looking for gold, you got to come on the earlier call. If you just go to our website right here, you will see exactly the sessions. They're right here. Okay, so tomorrow's Wednesday. Dave is live New York, right? COMEX and Wall Street, private, Zoom with the snipers in Discord, making pips in there. And then we'll come in live post at the same time, 11 to 1, where we're doing gold, NASDAQ, and Dow. And then you see, we're going to take a little bit of a break and then come in for 90 minutes, go right to Power Hour right here, and do a top analysis on maybe the Magnificent Seven, introduce those, some top gainers of the day, what sector is moving, shit like that. We'll have good conversation, okay? If you want to learn more about stocks, if you just want gold, come in this session. If you're not worried about stocks, then don't join. It's as simple as that. And I respect this green zone here too, just like with gold. You know, gold fell down right to that green zone. And you see how it bounced out? If you were looking more of a sell on gold, well, then you washed it away. Just like with NASDAQ, okay? It's coming down, but once it triggers in that green zone, that's an hourly point of interest. Like, look at your hourly candles, okay? Look at them. They are falling down for the last 4 hours, starting from Wall Street, 9 a.m. bearish. Came back up blue right to the opening balance. Bearish. Shallow pullback, bearish. Came back up this hour, noon, right into the red zone there and back down. So now we're trading deep down into this hidden block right here. But we have a massive 4-hour candle representing all of this. This 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. If you combine it into one candle, that's how it looks like. If you break this down, dissect it into 4 individual candles, that's how they look. If we dissect everything on the 5 minutes, this is how it looks. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We're selling the lower low, right? We didn't buy. We didn't get sucked in on that buy. Why? Because it looked like it was coming up, right? But right in the red box, that big bearish engulfing candle. That's what said, I don't think a buy is good here. We got to continue selling with the trend. And it's working out really well, coming down perfectly. 100 pips, guys, okay? If it comes down, taps right in the middle, that's 110. You can either leave runners or you can close out your runner. You can do whatever your heart desires. How do I leave 20% on a trade running? Good question. I get that a lot, okay? I trade, let's use a hypothetical situation, okay? Let's say you're using a 1.0 size, okay? That's a standard lot size in Forex, okay? So let's say I took this sell right here with a standard size 1.0, okay? Now I go to modify on my MT4, MT5 on my mobile, and where it says 1.0, your entry, I modify it, and then I plug in 0.8, okay? And then when I'm ready to close the position, when I hit close, it's closing out 80%, 0.8, 80% of that standard lot. So it's closing out that portion. And then once that's closed, you can see remaining, you have a 0.2. 0.2 is your remaining trade that's running, right? If you want to take out 50%, let's say same situation. If you entered the trade with I'm using 1.0, you can use a 0.5. We can say the same thing, same conversation, it's math. If I went in with a half lot and you use the 0.5 and you want to close out 50% and leave 50% running, you go to modify where you entered with the 0.5, and what do you plug in? You plug in 0.25 and close it out. That will close out half, 50% of your position, and then you'll see remaining is another quarter per quarter. You'll see 0.25 is remaining of that half lot. Okay, it's very easy, guys. Shouldn't be that complicated. Did that make sense? Did that answer the question? I know some of you guys, when I explain that, you get more confused when I'm explaining that, but. And then someone will say, well, Ron, I don't trade with a standard size. Okay, well, whatever. If you're trading with a 0.2, same thing. If you want to close out 80% of a 0.2, you got to do the same, modify, plug in what you want to take out, and submit it, and then you'll be left with whatever's left over. Okay, guys, we have about 10 more minutes on this call. Do you guys have any questions? See how gold now is just calming down, okay? Could be flagging, continue pushing down. Just a reminder, okay, if you're going to continue trading at 1 p.m., 1:01 in 1 minute is a 10-year US bond auction that affects the US dollar. So if you are trading gold or NASDAQ, it will be affected due to the US dollar. It's low impact, but sometimes it has some volatility, okay? And also, guys, tomorrow, if you're trading Wednesday, midday, it's this core PPI month over month. Today we had CPI, consumer price index. Tomorrow we have the producers. Okay, so it looks like it's in the forecast to go up, and in the forecast PPI month over month is steady. So ask yourself, what do you think when you're buying things at the stores? It costs more. So producers, does it cost them more with tariffs? With everything that's going on, oil and energy costs, with the diesel fuel and all of these things, costs to produce everything. Okay, what do you think? It's going up or down? Change in price of finished goods and services sold by producers. I'm going to say that the number is going up. I don't know, just a hunch, right? With everything that's going on. Okay, and it's 8:30, so you're probably trading gold at that time at 8:20 COMEX, high impact. And then we got the Fed chair nomination vote. Warsh is probably, if I'm a betting man, I would bet on him to win it. We're not going to see Powell anymore. He'll be done. His term is done on Friday. It's going to be a sad day for him. And then tomorrow, right after our call, we have the 30-year bond auction, okay? So right now, gold technically is still bearish. It's made a move where it's trying to come back up, right? But it could go back down. And NASDAQ, we sold that leg down for approximately 100 pips right now, 110. Okay, I'm going to close my entire trade, the rest of the 20% right in there. Okay, I'm happy. I'm at half my daily goal right there. Perfect. So I'm going to close my runner. Okay, so I have nothing left on the trade. My 0.2 is closed. So the trade is completely done. Took out the bulk on that candle and then the rest right there. And that's good enough. And then if it continues to drop lower and lower and lower, oh well, that's good. That's all what I wanted. From plan A to plan B, that's it. Good for me. If you want more, you got to continue to go through the motions, right? Because it could bounce back up, but then maybe find a lower high here and then go back down and break that, close below. If it does, you change the green zone to red because you'll have dip buyers buying it, and maybe it comes into the red zone, and then you get that further push down to there. And then that bigger, higher time frame candle is continuing to go down, okay? And if you get it, great. But reward yourself is what I'm trying to say, okay? When you get in a trade and you make some pips, reward yourself. Yeah, gold has kind of lost all of its volume right now, but you know, it could open up again at 1 p.m. And don't forget, gold COMEX closes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Commodities Exchange COMEX opens 8:20 Monday to Friday and closes at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, they're still trading after, but the exchange closes. Any questions on today's call? Because we're going to wrap it up in about 5 minutes. Hopefully the city doesn't call me for trashing them. Hopefully I get my recycling picked up this week. Krina, no question? Okay, great. Christoph, good job. Sergio, you got it. Good. Captain Boom, you joined just in time to catch us. Nice. Congrats, bro. Christoph, you take the 80-20 rule. Yeah, I prefer the 80-20 rule. That's just how I do it. I don't know. Everyone is different. Just have your own unique little trading rule. What you do might be 70-30, might be 60-40, might be 50-50. Who knows? I know some traders that take 25% on the and then they leave 75% running. Everyone is different. Okay, everyone is unique. You don't have to. I don't copy anyone else. I don't expect you to copy the way how I do it. I expect you to come up with your own what works for you. Okay, that's trading. Make it unique to you. You don't have to mimic or copy anybody. Okay, because maybe you don't understand their psychology. Maybe you don't understand what they're trying to do. Like when I get this type of move, like even 60 pips, the first move I could have closed out right there. Someone's going to say, Ron, why did you only close out 60 pips? Because maybe that's all I'm looking for. Like, why do you got to justify this? I don't ask you if you're looking for 600 pips, like that's your plan, right? That's what your target is. My only explanation is I'm a scalper. Okay. So when I get a 1 or 2 or 3 bars and they move 30, 50, 60, 100 pips, that's it. Like I don't have a huge daily goal of 500 or 1,000 pips. I have a daily goal of a modest 100 pips. It's not that. And then so when I get it on a move, I want to get out. I want my money and get out. But on these live calls, I like explaining things as well. So I try and hold trades longer with you guys, longer duration. As long as I can get my stop loss to break even, I can hold it all day with you guys. Because then I have no capital at risk. I can trade better, I can educate better when I have no capital at risk. The only thing then I'm risking is the profit. But in this situation, it worked out well. So congratulations, guys. If you learned from that, more importantly, if you learned from it, if you benefited, if you're trading with a demo account or live account, whatever it is, good. Today we did well, right? Some days we don't. Some days we get stopped out. That's trading. But one thing is for sure, I'm always here every single day. Win, lose, break even. If it's snowing outside, if it's raining outside, if it's sunny, I'm here with you guys. I'm here. I'm dialed in. I'm locked in. So I expect you guys to be the same as well, right? And thank you to the guys on YouTube for not spamming and shit like that. You guys really, really stayed focused today. And there was a couple points that we covered. I repeated a few times, and I hope you guys understand why I repeated those, because they played out today exactly what I was talking about. It was this candle right here. This was, you remember, was a blue, blue, blue candle. So the first retest of 50%, you saw it did not hold. But remember what I said, the opening balance is more important than just 50%. 50% is just, if it comes up and gets rejected, then we could continue going down. But if it breaks that, then the only thing that can hold is that opening balance of that volume, right? And then you saw it came up blue, 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 and look at where it sold down. What triggered this selling move right now, this leg, was right there at that opening balance of this candle at 12:30. So when I talk about time and sales, if anyone still journals their entries, you should be journaling this. Like when I'm learning from this trade, win, lose, or break even, I go back and I look at I zoom in like this, guys. I'm showing you the way how I journal, the way how I learn. Okay, I go in, I dissect why I sold right here, and then I told you guys previous structure. So I told you when that blue candle came in, it came back down and closed right there. And then I watched it. That's a big bearish candle. It did not engulf technically, but still closed near the low. Then I saw the candle open blue, 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 and look where it got rejected. Right about 50%, got rejected and came down. So that's when I took the sell. I know it's on impulse. I explained that. I said, guys, I'm taking it on impulse, but it's due to the structure above me why I'm taking that, okay? And then I saw it come down, and I saw it did not break that low, but what I was saying is we need black volume to close below this blue body. We never got it there. It came back up. The next candle opened blue, 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 but again, 50% held. And then pushed it right back down and closed right there. Then we got this candle. Came up, lower high, and then that's the candle that broke the low and closed below. Okay, so this is a structural bar, right? And the next candle came back up. Remember, blue, blue, blue did not get rejected at 50%, but I said earlier, the opening balance is more important. And then we flipped that blue volume and it closed right there. And then you see where the 50% held up on the next bar. That same static cut line came blue, 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 rejected it right there. And then we pushed down for the new lower low. And then we came after all of these buyers. I guarantee you their stop losses were placed right here below this low and down in here. And we came and we triggered all of that, okay? And then you see now where the buyers are stepping in right here at the white line. The white line is the hourly support, okay? So it doesn't, I can see it doesn't, I understand why it's a bullish ignited candle building here, but it's coming right back up. And again, they've rejected it back down. So this could still further drop down. But if it builds here, then you could see now a blue leg potentially coming back up and revisiting these highs, okay? But guys, that's it for me. It's 1 p.m. Please like the channel on the way out. Subscribe if you've learned something today. Subscribe if you've gained some type of value from today's call. Subscribe if you want to join us tomorrow. Hit the notification bell. Join our free Telegram. Okay, there's a lot of giveaways over here. Guys, take advantage of this. The SST, the Trade Ideas giveaway, and this AITradeIdeas.com. Okay, all you got to do is try it. Run one analysis for free on gold, US 30, or NASDAQ, or BTC, or oil, whatever. You can drop a chart in there and at any time frame, and it will spit out. It will show you potential stop loss, take profit, a buy or sell. It will give you a bias as to why. It will help you if you're learning, and the winner will get 1 month of this AI Trade Ideas and 1 month with us. So take advantage of that if you guys can. And if you guys want to join us at Stock Sniper Trading, you're welcome to join the website, join up. This is our live trading schedule with myself and Dave and all the snipers in Discord. Pay attention to tomorrow's schedule. We're going to do Forex and gold and NASDAQ in the first call. And in the second call, we're going to do a little stock and options fun. Okay. Perfect, guys. Thanks for everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day today. And yeah, gold is still building back up. And we had that the 10-year auction should be released right now. Oh, it's still pending. So they'll release it in any minute. Oh, there it is. 4.47. So you see it's above the previous 4.28. Okay. So if the 10-year is going up, then maybe if start triggering those short term, then we could see maybe interest rates hikes coming back up. That's what they were talking about. The only thing that's kind of keeping it down is, we have high inflation, but they're saying that the labor market, job market is holding steady. It's good. So, but 10-year bonds from 4.28, 4.47. Okay, that's 20 points basically of an increase. Okay. And that could affect the markets right now when you're trading. Okay. So thanks, everyone. Have a good day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 11 a.m. Eastern. Join Dave in the New York. Join the team, guys. Take advantage of Stock Sniper Trading. We have a 50% promotion off of the premium plans. Use that code at checkout, and you can get 50% off. Okay, guys? Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bilal, I'll see you in about 20 minutes and we'll get kickstarted with that 101. Okay, guys, have a great day. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow.
Recording stopped.
Sergio, my pleasure. Christoph, have a great day. Boom. Take it easy, brother. Rob, I'll see you guys. Sang, have a good day, guys. Country, cousin, thanks for joining, boss. Have a good day to you too. Have a good day, guys. Have a good day, guys, on YouTube. Enjoy your day.